Welcome to the IT Security One-to-One Summit podcast series. Listen to industry insiders discuss the most critical issues in IT security. Featured on this episode, David Cass, the Global Chief Information Security Officer for Cloud and SaaS Operations, IBM, talks with Joey Smith, Chief Information Security Officer, Schnuck Markets. You are listening to the IT Security One-to-One Summit podcast series.
Hello, my name is David Cass. I'm the Global Chief Information Security Officer for Cloud and SaaS Operations for IBM. I'm joined today by Joey Smith, who is the CISO from Schnuck Markets. Joey, welcome, and thank you for sitting down with me.
Well, thank you for having me, David.
So, being a CISO, both of us, there's so many wide variety of industries that you can be a CISO in. You know, you're in the food and produce kind of industry. So, as a CISO, what are some of your unique challenges that you face?
Yeah, so good question. Schnucks is a large grocery store retailer in the Midwest. So we operate 100 stores in 5 states, but we're pretty central to the St. Louis area. And obviously, all our customers come in and they use credit cards, so we have a big PCI risk, no doubt. We also have pharmacies in all of our stores. So the HIPAA side of things, PII and PHI data are constantly top of mind for sure. And that's something that I've noticed. I believe the industry is really starting to change and focus a lot more towards HIPAA privacy, HIPAA compliance, and things like that. Definitely something that's top of mind for me in my role. So
as a CISO, what other, what cyber threats are you seeing, for your organization right now? From
a Midwest grocery store retailer, we haven't really seen the nation state type stuff. A lot of it is really just insider threat. I'm not talking about malicious folks, people wanting to hurt us in any way. It's just we're a grocery store company. We've been around for 76 years now. Very proud of that, family owned, but the majority of our employees are just grocers. They buy and sell groceries. They're not necessarily technical, so they don't understand the risk that is, sending maybe our pricing or our finances out to their personal account of some sort. So I would say probably overall, in my particular role, insider threat is something that is a bit scary and something that I've really built up and matured the overall just internal awareness part of we know you're not trying to do anything to hurt us. You're not being malicious. We're not seeing that. I'm not saying we won't at some point, but it is just the added risk of just having people work for you that just don't or work at your company that don't really understand the technology as much as maybe you and your team does.
Yeah, I mean, that really speaks to what we were kind of talking about earlier in the day with the concept of the inadvertent insider. It's not that they want to do bad things, but
these are good
sometimes
people.
They don't understand. Yeah. So I'd say from that point of view, how do you do security and awareness in that type of an environment, and what kind of lessons have you learned?
I mean, for me, it's all about knowing your audience, I've been really pushing the overall information security above and beyond compliance type message since I got the job about 2 years ago, and one of the things is just really I recognize that the majority of the employees at my company are not technically savvy, so it's about trying to create that what is ultimately a technical message and make it relevant to them, right? So, for instance, one of my pet peeves, I guess, is I noticed when I started, a lot of people just didn't lock their computer screens. Super easy, just Windows L, right? It's just like a quick. It's like I always say, it's like putting on your seatbelt. It becomes just muscle memory type stuff, and so as simple of I went and I bought a bunch of business cards. Half of them said information security noticed your screen was unlocked and we locked it for you, and I just dropped it on their keyboard. But then there's also the other side of that is we also created the same amount of business card that said information security noticed your screen was locked. Way to go, high five, right? And we put those, and it was kind of like an encouraging thing. It was literally like a $40 program. I bought a couple thousand of these business cards, and I noticed. I started noticing we started doing some metrics on are we seeing more screen locks as we walk around the office, and we did. And what was really kind of funny is we would see a number of our employees would have the way to goes, like the attaboy cards, taped to the side of their cubes. Like they're very proud of this. Hey, I got a gold star from information security, so to speak. And then you start to see that they're now bragging that they've done something right, you know. And again, it's not the end of the world. You didn't lock your screen. It's not the end of the world. But there is a bit of a threat there, right? Particularly, you know, we go back to the insider. So we saw some positive results from that. And also something that's been real successful for me is we created what we now call a catch of the quarter program. And what we're doing is we're giving an incentive to everyone in the company, from the bagger all the way up to the CEO of the company. If you see anything that's suspicious in our network, if you think your computer is acting funny, or you think, or you just don't understand why this person so happens to be in the office, let us know about it. And you send us an email. We've created an email account that's very easy for people to find, and they'll let us know about it. Also, tell us about other things that you're seeing that people are doing well. I noticed this person locked their screen, for an example. I noticed that this person used to, you know, hide their password underneath their mouse pad, and they no longer do that. We want to know about these things. What we do is we'll take all those emails, we'll investigate them all individually. Most of the time, 99% of the time, it's nothing. But it's all information that we wouldn't have known otherwise. No matter how much money we spend on our security controls, these are the things we wouldn't have known.
But that's good, because I mean, it's really, you know, we kind of talk even, I guess, security in that whole people process and technology spectrum.
Right.
And it's challenging, because risk awareness and security awareness are one of those things that you need to do, you know, persistently.
Right. And
you want it to be a light touch, because you want the small constant reminders.
Yeah, and what we end up doing with these people is every quarter we collect all their names, and we'll draw a name just at random. And this person now is the winner, and we broadcast them across the whole company. We'll actually give them a gift card to our own stores. Talk about a great control. We're now seeing thousands and thousands of emails of stuff. Cost me $400 a year. When you talk to any security vendor, you can't get that kind of intel for $400 a year. So very easy to sell to the board, you know, and it's been a very effective way to promote security for our organization.
As a CISO, if you had to leave behind maybe 2 or 3 tips for people that are coming up in the field, what would it be?
Yeah, well, I guess first, for me, it's just really subscribing to don't always buy into the FUD that the industry wants you to, the fear, uncertainty, and doubt. You'll hear it from almost every vendor, you know, oh my God, you're vulnerable, you're vulnerable, you're vulnerable. But maybe those things are, and most of the time they are, legitimate threats. But are they legitimate threats for my organization based on the controls we have in place now and based on the business that we're conducting, right? It was very easy for us to block traffic from other countries. We have no business doing. We operate in 5 states in the Midwest, so why do I can very easily block China? That doesn't mean you can't proxy through, of course, in other ways, but it's just, you know, don't subscribe to the fear, uncertainty, and doubt of the typical information security guy kind of wants you to think, and of course the vendors want you to as well. So that's definitely one thing that I've learned along the way for sure.
Great. Thank you so much for taking some time to sit down with me and share your insights.
Thanks for listening to the IT Security One-to-One Summit podcast series. To listen to other podcasts or for more information on the IT Security One-to-One Summit, visit us at one2onessummits.com/ITSec. That's ONE2ONE summits.com/ITSEC.